Hello, Virgo North Node. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist. Welcome to your reading for the April 1st new moon to about April 29th. I am running a little late with your video. So as I'm recording this, we're already, what's today? Today's the 9th of April, a few days into April. So that will be taken into consideration during your reading. This is a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Just take what strikes a chord with you and let the roast float away on a cloud of fairy dust to whoever else in your Virgo North Node collective needs to hear that message at this time. If you're feeling this reading, give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload. So, what is the North Node? It's a mathematical point in your birth chart that signifies your source of soul expansion in this lifetime, and it is the one and only focus of this reading. To be very clear, you know, some readings on YouTube can be used for any major placement, but this is very specifically for those of you who have your North Node in Virgo. So if you're not sure where your North Node sign is, you can visit my website linked below, where I have a North Node chart that lists just the dates and the placements of the North Nodes on those dates and years. If you would like to be 150% accurate, you can run your birth chart. I've also put a link for that in the description box. And I do have a short video that covers the general meaning of the North Node as I've been guided to understand it. Plus, you can check out the specifics of your North Node sign, explained in depth by YouTube astrologer Astro Finesse. Both of those links have been posted in the description box as well. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. And I'll give you a very brief overview of how this reading works. This is a spread that was given to me by my guides, I believe it was in 2020. And we start with the universal energies, which are like the highest energies that are making themselves more available to you at this time. Let's say that the energies are always available, but these are the ones that are most relevant to you at this time. And then the 5D energy, which is your higher self, your expanded self, giving you promptings as to how these universal energies are showing up for your soul expansion. And then the 3D, which is your physical reality and what situations are acting as a catalyst for you to take these next steps in your growth. And then we ask what actions are you are to take, and end it with some oracle cards, the final messages. And that is how that goes. So I'm using the Path of the Soul oracle cards by Cheryl Lee Harnish for our universal energies to begin with. If you are not new to the channel, welcome back. So I'm going to take this one because it was sticky. Sorry for the strange noise. It just, the cards went flying across the room. So, and then we have two in the final position, which has been very common for these readings right now. So we have Breakthrough, card number 6. We have Treasures, card number 17, which reduces to 8. And then Third Eye, card number 26, which also reduces to 8. And then we have, this one I may have to check in the book because I haven't had that one in a little while. Let's do a quick, what is this one called again? Clarity. I just got some clarity by looking that up. Haha, pun. Anyway, don't mind me. I have had too much coffee. 31 is joyous. Okay. So Virgo, North Node. Pisces, South Node. They're one and the same. Which is interesting that they had me say that, because there is definitely a vibe here of balancing some polarities. And there's the energy of breaking through one way, or a particular way of seeing the world or seeing yourself. And this breakthrough will lead to the discovery of treasures in your everyday world. So you're like blessings in disguise, or I won't call it blessings in disguise. They're more like blessings that you haven't noticed as blessings. You recognize that things are there. These things are there. But you don't use them, or some of them are like laying dormant. So treasures is you don't have a reawakening card in here, but I'm getting that you are discovering some treasures in your world that usually you never necessarily looked at as treasures. We'll find out what exactly that is as we move through the different levels here. But this breakthrough is revealing something underneath the surface. They keep pointing to me that there's something underneath the surface. And your third eye and intuition is you're opened, or rather that energy is available to you for you to open your third eye if you so desire. And some of it is being opened against your will, kind of, just because it's time for you to have some more insight, and to see things, like see a bigger picture. And the treasures and the third eye are very closely linked in this case. The expansion, the breakthrough and the expansion of your third eye together will help you see these treasures. So they're showing me like this diagonal will help you discover these treasures to the point of clarity and a renewed sense of joy, because I'm getting the feeling that you will realize that you have more resources, more at your disposal, more abundance than you gave credit for, maybe because your focus was placed elsewhere. And so I'm getting that you may have believed that your life was to go one way, and because it's not going that way, you felt a sense of lack. And this breakthrough is going to expose that certain things that you're disappointed about were not necessarily meant for you anyway, and that's why you didn't get them. So and they're saying it's not that it was never meant for you. Like you have to get out of the thinking that you weren't good enough for something, or you may have been focusing on developing one talent or attribute when you have other ones that are really much more fitting. They resonate more deeply with your authenticity. And now I love when we get more layers to this. Let me just plug in my device here before it dies on me. This could also be people. You also start to see that you have been choosing the people in your life based on the wrong criteria. Time, again. Oh my God. I just had that in the reading before, which is not your mirror sign. It was the Aquarius reading. It's interesting. And it came out in that same position. So this is now your 5D that I'm working on here. I'm going to pull 6 cards in total. And I'll show you the decks, because there's 2 of them in here that I'm working with. Oh, I knew it. I was going to say that they want 7 cards. Oh, but now, yes, they've flown out. Oh my God! Okay, I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to leave that as a surprise. So let me show you up close what these cards are. So we have romantic love, earth, time, expression, magic, and then wait for it, you have connection and romantic love again. So, and perfect time for me to explain the reasoning for that. So the decks that I'm using here, these are 2 decks mixed together. Sacred Geometry of Relationships and Sacred Geometry Activations, both by Lon. And you see they mix very well together because they're the same size, they have the same backs, they're the same type of artwork. And some of the cards in the 2 decks are duplicated, like the chakra cards, and as you see, romantic love, even though they have different numbers in each of the decks. So this is your 5D. This is your higher self, your 5D expanded self, communicating with you about the next steps in your expansion and what energies you're going to have to navigate in order to reach that expanded state. So, romantic love times 2, right by this treasures, because I was getting the feeling, as I was saying, that you're going to start seeing people differently and questioning, reevaluating how you judge the quality of a person, the characteristics of a person. And this can come from being disappointed in the past. I'm getting for some of you, this is like you have been around your life partner, soulmate for a long time, but you have not recognized them as a potential romantic partner for whatever reason. Either they're just a friend, or they're definitely in your sphere. Like they're somewhere where you have access to them. And some of you, that person will like pop into your head right now as we're speaking. And I read it this way. So it's the interesting is I read it this way. And this whole story starts and ends with romantic love for you in April. This is a very light, beautiful energy of bringing romantic ideals into the earth plane. And not in a way that you reduce your expectations to satisfy or to fit in with the fact that, people sometimes disappoint us, and there's been disappointments in the past, and you may have not had that relationship, that type of relationship that you dream of really modeled to you. This is all out the window. This is about your a divinely sent love entering your life. And if you are already in a relationship, it's about the relationship elevating to that level. And this is not just your doing or your partner's doing. It is the act of the divine. So I try, especially in general readings, not to stick with love, because maybe some of you aren't looking for love. But I have to say it's there anyway. There's nothing wrong with being happy with being single and not necessarily searching for love. But there's yet another element when the not looking for love is because we've become jaded or wary and suspicious of all declarations of love. So with the time, so I see the romantic love coming into the physical plane. I see it already being in the physical plane for you. Time is trusting timing. And I'm getting that you, Virgo North Node, are very cognizant of, well, where is this whole thing really going? And not just in love, but in aspects, all aspects that feel important to you. That it's so there's hesitation to make emotional investment. And there is, at this time, it is really divine timing. So if it comes, don't push it away. I'm not seeing that you will, but I'm seeing that you may have a hard time expressing that you have feelings for somebody, or because I do get the feeling that this could be overwhelming. I mean, you have romantic love twice. Yes. And I find that they're pointing out to me as well, like that in both decks, in each deck, the card of romantic love has two different numbers. This one is 39, which reduces to 12. This one is 34, which reduces to 7. So, and connection is 14, which reduces to 5. So there is a select few of you that you have two romantic love interests, or two people that you are entertaining the idea of establishing a relationship with. And the quality of the connection is really what you have to focus on in order to make a decision of who you would like to be with. But they're saying that there's not necessarily a rush for you to make that decision. You can enjoy the benefits of both worlds, of both connections. Obviously, as long as you're doing it with integrity and honesty, and see which world you prefer to live in. One seems to be more I almost want to say crown, rooted in the crown chakra and the third eye, and the other is rooted more in the physical passions. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that one there because it's just for a select number of people. But this is encouraging you to pursue your higher self. Your fifth dimensional self is encouraging you to pursue love, like almost fairy tale love, despite any reservations you have about doing it. Like you should create magic. Be in the moment, enjoy the moment. This could be seeing a very magically romantic time for you. And this is regardless of if you're single, if you're in a couple, it just has the potential to be almost surreal. Almost surreal. That's what I'm going to say. And expressing your love is going to be very important. Or expressing your feelings, your true feelings, is going to be very important. Or I should say, is very important, because, as I said, it's April 9th. So another reason romantic love can be showing up for you with such intensity is that Venus, at the time of this reading, Venus is already in Pisces. So the other set of readings I had completed in March. So my apologies, Virgo, but, well, no buts. My apologies. So I'm taking the current energy of the day that I'm reading into account, and we have the moon in reverse. So, let me read these, show them to you. Yeah, so with the Venus energy present at the time of the reading and the month already underway, that super sweetness of life, sweet romantic feeling is really showing itself in this reading. And there's some of you that this is like really awesome because you've had some relationship poo-poo in the past. And for those of you that are showing me specifically some people who, like, your romantic relationship or your long-term relationship has been rocky. And this is exactly the time that you can tap into, because let's remember here that these are energies that are available. It's certainly not like you can sit on your couch and watch Netflix and everything is just going to happen on its own. It's available to you to receive, and to receive the inspiration to act and to act on, right? So if your relationship needs a little bit more fire, then now it's indicating that now is a time that those efforts will flow easily. And, well, I'll just show you the first card, Chariot. It can happen very easily. So if you're rekindling your sexual relationship, sexual intimacy in your relationship, then it can flow very easily. If a new romantic interest, or you're discovering that a friend could be a romantic interest, it will flip from that friendship state to the friendship state plus romance very quickly if you say yes and take the necessary steps for that to be so, which includes expressing it out loud or they're saying verbal is best, but this card is not just verbal. So we have the Chariot, the Emperor, the High Priestess, and the Moon in reverse. Oh, okay. So I'm getting that some of you have already received an offer and don't know what to make of it. This person, the counterpart, is very sure about what they want with you. So the Emperor energy, doesn't, it's irrelevant whether or not the person is male or female. But they are decided. They are clear in their action and what they want to do. And they will defend, if necessary, what they want. So, but I'm also getting the High Priestess in this case, like you see, she has the key here and she's reading. I feel that most of you who are watching this reading have been manifesting or attempting, shouldn't say attempting to. Some of you have been purposefully manifesting a partner. Some of you have just been manifesting a partner without even really realizing that you're putting it out there. But you have the High Priestess by these two very strong, the expression card and magic, which is also about grand expression. It's just expression with intention. So many of you have been attempting to manifest a partner or manifest the type of relationship you want, romantic relationship you want. And the Moon in reverse is telling me that you seem to be not connecting with it as emotionally as you should. And this is where the third eye is coming in. And the clarity is coming in. There's a block to your emotional understanding of yourself. So as much as you want to move forward and find this that you're manifesting, I feel that the High Priestess, whether you're male or female, is you, and the Emperors, whether you're male or female, is the person or people, if you have more than one. But people are very sure about wanting to be with you, and you are calling them in. But it's almost like you are not aware that you are calling. You are aware that you're calling them in on some level, but you're not aware of what your beacon is putting out there. And that's why the treasure remains hidden. Because your true choice and the true key to your romantic relationships taking on a new, magical, wonderful form is is getting this moon to be upright, where you are well aware of your vibration, you're in control of it, and you're well aware of your wants and needs, and you're okay with asking for that. So I'm being prompted to, I'm shuffling right now, but I am being prompted to talk about the Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node dynamic. So forgive me if you've heard this before, but if your North Node is in Virgo, then your South Node is in Pisces. What does that mean? Virgo is an earth sign. Pisces is a water sign. So first and foremost, Virgo is more decisive and more nurturing, let's say. And for lack of a better word, more grounded. Pisces more goes with the flow. Fits in easily with groups. And knows how to adapt to the dynamics of whatever situation they're in, and can maintain their form and can sometimes lose it a little bit. But if your South Node is in Pisces, you have a natural tendency to be more free-flowing, which is why some of you have two amazing choices in your romantic love life, and why, you say, okay, he could be like this, but it's also okay if he's like that. I'm just using he because I'm female and heterosexual, so that's the word that comes naturally to me, but please take it as what is relevant for you in terms of the romantic partner that you're looking for. So there's a need, and I'm asking for these cards right now. There's a need for Virgo North Node people to, their soul is looking for more clarity, and that clarity to be expressed, and for them to stand in their clarity of purpose and desire. And we'll see what the next set of tarot is going to say. So this is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. I'm using this deck to bridge your 3D reality with the 5D calling to see how you can best navigate this situation, or these opportunities for growth. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I think this should be upright. Yep. We have, hit the camera there. We have the Empress upright. Ooh, the Empress across from the Emperor there. We have King of Swords. And last but not least, both. Ooh. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Star. I'm going to show you up close because these cards are just too beautiful not to show you up close. It's one of my favorite decks. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I'll mention it now. All the decks that I'm using, I've linked below in the description box. Most of them, except for the Moonchild Tarot, are or all of them except for the Moonchild Tarot, are affiliate links, just to be transparent about that. So we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, the Empress, King of Swords, and then they came out together, the Queen of Pentacles and the Star. So we'll start with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I'm going to, when I see the Three of Pentacles and the upright, you see this group of friends, of ladies, dancing in the fields, doing their thing, manifesting, celebrating an accomplishment, you know, and supporting each other. In the reverse, I feel like this, especially in this reading, I feel like the group may not be serving you at this time because, you know, I'm having memories, flashbacks of when they're showing me like high school where a cool guy likes a not so cool girl and his friends make fun of him, and so they end up not dating, kind of thing. So again, I'm using heterosexual wording, but the meaning is the same regardless of gender of the partners in the relationship or in the potential romantic relationship. So this is about pulling back from the opinions of your friend group or your peers, and this could also be that your peers have very banal relationships and you are seeking a more magical one. If you're married and your friends say, okay, marriage just gets boring, like forget dreaming of there being romance and really intense sexual encounters, like those days are well and over, and you don't, like the thought of that depresses you. And they're saying, your guides are saying that that's not true. Yes, the hormonal part where we feel like desperately in love and everything is passion, and yes, that part falls away, but the energy of passion and romance is always available to you. It's about both of you believing and being dedicated to that being an element and a priority in your relationship at whatever intervals suit you. With the Empress is very well aware of what she's feeling. And she uses what she's feeling to create what she wants in the physical. You know, like in this card, you have the three women, the triple goddess. You know, she's within herself, but within herself and creating all of this nature around her. It's not too late for love for you. It's not too late to repair a relationship if that's what you want, and the person that you are in it with is also saying or showing that they're willing. The point right now with the Empress is for you to acknowledge what you're feeling, clarify what it is you're feeling so that you can allow this breakthrough to happen. You know, if they're showing me one side of your mind is saying there's no rational reason to be with said person or to continue with said person, but emotionally you feel you're like have a soul bond with that person, then you know the breakthrough would be you knowing you owe yourself the chance at fairy tale love, right? If you have, I don't want to go down this route forever, but they wanted me to give one more. If you have intense feelings for somebody, but you feel that they're not returned and you have deep sadness about it, then that's a breakthrough as well, knowing that I have intense feelings, but I deserve to have those intense feelings returned to me as well. So this is all, this corner is all about getting clear about how you feel and allowing how you feel to be real and your expectations for love not to be restricted by age, place, time, and social expectations. They want you to build your vision of love from your higher self, your higher mind, and your higher heart. Card 31, which is pink and green, the two beautiful colors of the heart chakra with a nice glimmering star inside. So you got to get clear about what's really going to bring you joy. King of Swords and the High Priestess. There's a need to, they want you to be in better control of your thought processes. They say, they're indicating to me that they're a little willy-nilly. So you change your mind often, which if you're in that case of having the two choices, you may. And if you are not seeing the treasures, a person in your sphere who is a great candidate, almost perfect candidate for a love interest, if you are unwilling to see them in their true light because you have some friends who think this person is too short, too small, too fat, too thin, too nerdy, of a different economic situation, whatever the case may be. It's like you're sending out signals intuitively, but your brain is negating them. And that is causing confusion within you. And it's causing you not to express your truth. Like, I want to say holistically, but there's a conflict in what you're sending out into the universe. And that slows down your manifestation. Although I see here that the universe and your higher self is helping you along that path of being able, of attuning your rational mind to your, I don't like the word irrational, let's call it intuitive, your rational self or your intellectual self to your intuitive self. They need to be in better alignment. Because you are considering some things as possibly important in a love connection that may not be. And that doesn't mean they're not at all. They're not for you. Right? So, and then we go to the Queen of Pentacles and the Star in the final position here by the Emperor. So this person who knows very well what they want out of this situation, it's time for you to also know very clearly what you want, and not from this list of what's in your head, but from your heart. Because this person seems to see you in a light that you don't necessarily see yourself in. Does that mean that you have to be with that person? Not necessarily, right? If you don't feel ready, or if you really, after really examining it, just can't see it happening. But you can appreciate that that person sees you, knows that you are something special to them, because they're seeing this person. They're seeing this beautifully intuitive, deeply spiritual, sexual, sensual, kind person, where you don't necessarily, King of Swords, see yourself that way. It's almost like they're showing me someone who makes a list of criteria for a partner based on a list of what they think they are as a person. So forgive me for using the word shallow, but but it's like you see yourself with the same shallow lens as you cast on other people. And I apologize if that was offensive. It's just the best way to describe, like, not looking at the deeper quality of a person. So if you're doing it to yourself as well as to others. And so the gift here, is that this person sees this. Almost sees you as otherworldly. Maybe they know you from another world or another life, right? But I would not discount the synchronicity of getting the romantic love card twice. You are meant to recalibrate how you approach romantic relationships. And also, if you're willing and ready to let romantic love into your life, because the timing here is right. I'm going to pull your final oracles. Now, there we go. So I hope all of you are watching this have something going on with love. Yes. Well, we all do. We're all at some point where, even if you say you're not looking for somebody, that is something to be investigated. And to make sure that that's truly what you want right now. And it's not a knee-jerk reaction or a reaction to having been hurt, disappointed in the past. So, yeah, worth investigating. Your higher self is saying that that's what needs to be investigated. So, first final oracle you have is finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. And then we have, I'll show you which decks I'm using after I've shuffled them all. Four, Spirit of Place. That's interesting. I haven't seen anything up to now that indicates that you're going to move somewhere. But Virgo North Node is also very much about establishing a home. Chariot and Wind activation. So for the first card here, I used the Sacred Traveler Oracle by Denise Lynn. The second card here is from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And the last one here, Wind Activation, is from Earth Magic Oracle by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay, so I'm going to read directly from the book. And if there's any extra insight that they want me to give, then I will do that. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Rest, rejuvenate, tune into your spiritual source. It is in times of retreat and inner sanctuary that you can truly hear the voice of your soul. Go within and find your inner refuge. Be a safe haven for others. Step forward with grace, deliberation, and thoughtfulness. Take moments for reflection. Profound healing of physical and emotional wounds can occur in the stillness of sanctuary. Difficult situations can be averted by taking time to go within. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know. Sometimes the voyager becomes travel weary. The pack becomes heavy and the journey becomes lackluster. It's in these moments that the traveler needs to step off the path and find a temple or sanctuary to reassess and renew, and to remember what is truly important in life. This gives perspective and new life strategies. Create a place of beauty in your home or in nature that feels sacred and holy, and spend time there, carefully listening to your inner voice. If you've been pushing too hard or struggling to keep going, this is the time to be still and nurture your internal world. Listen to the voice of spirit. Yeah. This all came in with the moon in reverse. There's a necessity to look within and pay more attention to your divine guidance, divine promptings, your imagination, and your feelings. Spirit of Place. I have to grab that book now. In the upright. This deck can be read in the upright or the reverse. So, authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Okay. Yeah, and this being right in the center between this King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles and the High Priestess and the Chariot. This is like, they're taking me back to the Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node discussion that we had. It's about... And I said, Virgo is looking for a place to call home. The place to call home is within yourself first. And you can externalize that and therefore better internalize that when you kind of, I'm seeing an altar to yourself, for example, or decor that resonates with you. It's not trendy. It's not what's the latest. Same thing with clothing. There's a difference between... There's a fine line between I'm following trend and how can I put it? I need some assistance. So I may have to start that sentence over. Do you follow trends because you like to be on the cusp, like the cutting edge of everything, and that's part of your personality, or are you following trends to fit in? So they're giving me that as an example of like being at home in yourself. And these are the types of expressions, because remember we have expression down here, expressions of yourself that they want you to start becoming more aware of, because the love that's coming into your life, or what wants to come into your life, or has been sitting in wait in your life, is held at bay from your mental thought processes that are not in alignment with who you truly are. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I needed a lot of help getting that one out. Let's go to the next card. Wind. I like these oracles that came out, because if I just looking at them, I was not sure how they wanted this reading to tie together at the end. It wasn't immediately apparent, but it's becoming apparent. So, wind, activation. The lethargy you feel is the result of a lack of activation. In other words, something that stirs your senses. This could be anything from walking outdoors, feeling the breeze on your body, or inhaling the different aromas that nature herself provides. Or it could be finding the pleasure in a warm bath that helps you release the tension and stress from your mind and body. Music may activate your hearing, which sparks the pleasure centers in your brain. Art may activate your emotional responses. The touch of another human may activate a deep need to be physically held in some manner once again. Now is the time for action. Engage in some activity and be fully present so that you forget about your surroundings and enter into that timeless and multidimensional experience of union with the focus of your creative attention. Let your physical body be active. Movement alone, whether quietly dancing by yourself or hiking up that hill over yonder, will require you to be as present as possible in your body. Enjoy. Yes, they want you to express some of that passion, creative energy, romantic energy in your day-to-day activities. You know, sing in the shower, listen to music, bring that energy into your life or into your everyday. Bring that energy into your everyday, because you have something really special and light and shiny inside of you that does not get expressed on a daily basis, is what I'm feeling. That's what they were showing me while I was reading the card. And it's necessary to bring that magic into your everyday, because that is, what does a really intense romance bring to our lives? It brings this excitement to every moment. It brings excitement and yearning, and everything is new and everything has possibility. And the moments feel, you're not necessarily worrying about tomorrow in those moments, are you? You know, you're enjoying that moment with that person, and they want you to enjoy that moment with that person that is you first. Because that is also, it's already ready and waiting for you. It's just that you have some stuff to align first. I don't even want to say you have stuff to clean up and clean out. You have some things to align first. Aligning your head with your heart, mostly. And that is what I have for you today, Virgo North Node. Thanks so much for stopping by. I wish you all the best for April. I will see you again towards the end of the month. And until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.